Isa po ang Pilipinas sa mga bansang may maunlad na turismo bago pa man maapektuhan ng COVID-19 pandemic. Ngunit dahil sa ipinatupad na community quarantine, malaki ang naging epekto nito sa kabuhayan ng marami nating kababayan. Kaugnay niyan, makakausap po natin si Department of Tourism National Capital Region Director Woodrow Maquiling. Magandang umaga po, sir.
Mga sweeper boats.
Good morning, sir. Hello, sir. Opo. Good morning, sir. Kumusta na po yung naging tugon ng DOT-NCR sa mga nakaraang buwan ng community quarantine ng Luzon? Can you hear me, sir?
Hi, User Rocky.
Opo. Sir, kumusta na po? Ito po ang...
Yes,
opo, welcome po sa Laging Handa. Ito po yung tanong natin para sa inyo, sir. Kumusta po yung naging tugon ng DOT-NCR sa mga nakaraang buwan ng community quarantine ng Luzon? At ano-ano po yung mga naging paghahanda at pagtugon doon po sa mga pangangailangan ng ating mga kababayan sa National Capital Region? Yung mga banyagang dumadaan po sa NAIA at yung ating mga OFWs na patuloy pa rin pong dumarating sa bansa.
Good morning po, User Rocky. Una sa lahat, marami pong salamat kay Secretary Martin Andenar, ang ating kaibigan po na sumusuporta sa DOT-NCR, and for having us here at Laging Handa para po isawalat at ma-report sa ating mga sambayanan po ang mga ginagawa ng inyong Department of Tourism dito po sa National Capital Region. So, since pag-start pa lang po ng lockdown dito sa Metro Manila, you know, it is very, maganda yun, User Rocky, kasi lahat ng mga regional directors at lahat ng management ng DOT at that time, just before the lockdown, we were in an event supposedly for the President, somewhere in Region 6 in Western Visayas. Kaso nga, nag-outbreak na at hindi na natuloy si Presidente at may ugong-ugong na po na may lalabas na lockdown na sometime midnight of May 15. So, ang ginawa po doon is nag-emergency meeting po agad. Pina-emergency meeting po agad ni Secretary Berna ang lahat ng mga directors ng iba't ibang rehiyon at saka lahat ng mga top management ng DOT. And immediately, we have fortified our different regional offices. Kasali po tayo doon sa NCR to be ready to the eventuality kasi malaking dagok ito, especially sa turismo, which, you know, the very core of tourism is really travel. Now, when we do lockdown, the very core of people traveling from one place to another, yan, na-affectuhan talaga yan. So, madami tayong hakbang na nagawa po, kasali ang ating, based on the guidance sa ating secretary, and we have assisted as much as 30,347 foreign and domestic tourists po, especially galing from the different regions coming to Manila because they will take their repatriation and exiting flights out of the country. So we have assisted as much as 35 sweeper flights coming from the regions for our foreign tourists and as much as 112 sweeper flights. Kasi ang nangyayari dito, ma'am, is there are a lot of stranded individuals and stranded foreign and domestic tourists, especially yung foreign tourists atin sa different tourist spots like Boracay, Siargao, Palawan, Cebu, all over the country, Negros, where I come from. So ang ginawa po yun, si Secretary really made sure that we have to get these foreign tourists out of our provinces and assist and facilitate na makaalis sa bansa. So the Department of Tourism mounted as much as 28 sweeper flights coming from the different provinces where we have our bulk of our tourists papunta ng Metro Manila dito sa NAIA kasi andito yung mga para makaalis sila out of the country already. But just the same, we also assisted different mga konsulado at mga embahada dito sa Manila na nag-organize ng kanilang kasariling sweeper flights para to make sure that their nationals are able to leave the country safe and sound amidst this pandemic. So aside from that po, ma'am, we were able to assist also hindi lang dito sa paliparan ng ating bansa sa NAIA kasama ang ating partners ng mga dito sa MIA at dito sa OTS, sila General Manager Edmond Real. We were able also to assist yung mga sweeper boats galing sa different regions sa seaport po. So we assisted as much as 6 sweeper boats via to go coming from the different, especially from Palawan and Mimaropa region. No? So, sa kabuuan po, Yusek Rocky, we were also, likewise, very peculiar dito sa NAIA at National Capital Region, as much as there's an exodus of foreign tourists and domestic tourists coming from the regions papunta dito sa Luzon at NCR, paalis ng bansa din. Meron din tayong tinatawag na mga returning overseas Filipinos or yung mga OFWs natin at mga OFs natin na galing sa ibang bansa gusto umuwi dito sa ating sa Pilipinas dahil, grabe din, mas grabe ang pandemic abroad actually, I think sa news alam ng mga tao yan that in fact, Philippines is more successful in addressing this pandemic as compared to other countries. That's why ang daming umuwi ngayon. As much as, 40,000 OFWs already have arrived. And tayo po sa tulong ng Tourism Promotions Board, nakapagbigay po tayo ng ayuda sa ating mga OFWs kasi kagustuhan po ito ng Secretary Berna na yung mga OFWs kasi doon nagsistay sa ating mga hotels. Kasi yung mga hotels natin, kinonvert natin into quarantine facilities. As you may all know, under lockdown, hindi talaga pwede mag-operate ang tourism kasi walang leisure, di ba? But ang ating mga accommodation establishments, hotels, pension house, ay kinonvert po natin into quarantine facilities to heed the call of government to, help, assist in this management of the pandemic. So, yung mga OFWs na nakatira sa mga modest accommodation establishment ng mga pension house na masyadong hindi handa sa pagdating ng mga OFWs doon, nagbigay po ang Tourism Promotions Board ng as much as 5,000 hygiene kits. So maganda po ito, ma'am. If I think may mga slides tayo dyan na nabigay din kay Ma'am Kelly, if pwedeng ma-share natin that because itong hygiene kits, toothpaste, alcohol, toilet paper, and all of the basic essentials andun binigay natin para sa ating mga OFWs billeted at our quarantine facilities ng mga hotel. Sa kabuuan po, ma'am, if there's one thing that in the tourism industry in Metro Manila, ang ating lahat ay patay, di ba? Like lahat are down, everything's like travel agencies. But if there's one subsector that has survived and have likewise assisted the government, is the subsector in the hotel industry. If you notice, ma'am, may binigay tayo na slides, gusto nating ipakita ito kasi makikita natin na at, sometime March, nag-close lahat. But because of the joint administrative order galing sa DOT, DOH, tsaka sa DILG, we were able to open and operate as much as many hotels possible to accommodate para gawing quarantine facilities sa ating mga returning overseas Filipinos. So, as of March 31, we were able to operate 15,000 rooms already. And then hanggang sa April, 41,900 rooms. And then, in fact, sometimes naging 80% po, Yusek, ang ating mga occupancy rate. So parang, this time of the year, it is a peak season. No? But I think for the past 8 weeks or so, I think we are able to provide and continue the income generation of our subsector in the hotel industry and able to provide work also sa ating mga empleyado sa ating mga hotels on a limited scale. Apparently, majority of the hotels talagang nag-full capacity kasi ang daming dumating na mga returning overseas Filipinos. In fact, sometime May 24, 41,664 rooms po occupied at that time, ma'am. So, that's as much as around, if makikita nyo sa screen natin, 47% OFWs and 30% BPOs. If you are, I think nabalita din yung Yusek na lahat ng mga workers sa BPOs and essential workers are allowed to stay in the hotels that's nearby their workplace. No? So I think si Presidente gave a marching order to our officials to bring home the 24,000 OFWs stranded in Metro Manila because of yung delayed natin sa mga quarantine certificates. If you notice in May 24, we have 41,664 rooms occupied. By the end of that 7 days or 1 week po, Yusek, naging 31,000 occupied rooms na lang kasi talagang nakaalis na po ang mga 24,000 OFWs. Majority are staying in the hotels as quarantine facilities, some sa mga cruise ships na nakadock sa Metro Manila, Manila Bay, and of course yung sa mga different quarantine facilities. So, takeaway po, we are successful in terms of opening as many as 470 hotels, Yusak Raki, to accommodate our returning overseas Filipinos and other essential health workers and other essential workers. This amounts to 56,871 rooms in the National Capital Region. But as of today, or as of yesterday, since majority of the OFWs nakaalis na, very successful, yung sinabi ni Presidente na 1 week na-achieve naman. So, ngayon, meron na madami tayong available rooms. We have as much as na freed up, there's 25,000 freed up rooms already. Or right now, we are only 56% occupancy po, ma'am.
Opo. Director, may tanong po si Joseph Morong ng GMA 7. Isang quick question niya dito. Kailan daw po magsisimula ang mga tourism activities?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sure ang daming tanong. Kaya, that's a question that I think most of us ang gustong gawin kasi I think for 9 weeks already, I think talagang nasa lockdown tayo, nasa bahay tayo, or very limited yung movement natin. Everybody wants to travel and Filipinos love to travel and to go to their families and visit the sites. So, under GCQ, since GCQ pa tayo dito sa Metro Manila, ma'am, hindi pa talaga allowed yun. We can't travel muna. But under MGCQ, I think some provinces are already under MGCQ. Some resorts are allowed to operate on 50% operating capacity. At depende din yun sa LGU nila kung ina-allow subject to, strict health protocols and safety measures ng mga LGUs. At kaugnayan po doon, Ma'am Rocky, si Secretary Byrne na po issued the new guidelines of the new normal governing the operations of different accommodation facilities in the country. So, ito, nakascade natin sa ating mga stakeholders. So, kay Sir Joseph, wait and wait lang muna po. Like for instance, Baguio, they will open in September. I was told by the regional director there. And I think in due time, we just have to test, trace, and treat talaga this particular pandemic, and as soon as we're able to, overcome that fear, because people are scared of traveling. Like ako, I'm really scared. I really want to go to Boracay, but I'm sure everybody's scared of traveling. Unless we are able to institutionalize the health and safety measures to ensure that while we are traveling, we are also safe when we reach our destination. Because when we go back to our families, para hindi tayo maka-infect and all. So it's good that keep the feeling of wanting, because tourism, it's all about experience. And for us to be able to experience a certain product in a certain destination, we have to be there physically. And so hintay-hintay lang po. We will soon open, hopefully in NCR. We are able to open our different sites and different, nami-miss ko na nga ang mga Jones Bridge na yan, picture doon, ang daming mga tao, different sites dito, Yusek, no?
Okay. Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, Department of Tourism, National Capital Region Director Woodrow Maquiling.